How's it going, team? Here we are in our week 6 video. It's the 8th overall video in the fall series, and this will be the last video that I'll be putting together this fall. I wrote a pretty long email that hopefully everybody had the time to read along with watching this video in preparation for this week's training. So please reach out if you have any further questions about the new format moving forward. So this is what it's going to look like. Again, a slight change in structure here, nothing too major. So potentially a little bit longer scrimmage, 15 minutes to start with instead of 10 minutes. Again, we'll play that by ear based on interest level. We can give them that extra 5 minutes, or we can call them together for the chat at that point, depending again on how things are going and if everybody's engaged and working hard. So hopefully this is the plan, and then after 15 minutes of scrimmage, we'll bring them all together to chat about what we're looking at for the day, what the plan is, lay out the vision for them, and try to foreshadow some of the learning. After that, I will lead a individual skills session, and this will be part of the new structure every week. So I think part of this will benefit the players in hearing another coach's voice on how they're explaining these different things, and hopefully it benefits the coaches as well, again with hearing someone else explain a similar topic to what you've explained before, but maybe using slightly different words, a little different tempo, a little different involvement with the players potentially. So I hope there's some great learning for both the players and the coaches by having me provide that session. After that, we'll break off into our small group activities, and we will have all the teams break off into individual areas, so everyone's working with their own team. We will then transition back towards the inter-squad scrimmages. That'll take just a second to get back into that space, get a drink of water, get some pennies on, and get everybody back out on the field for a nice long 15-minute scrimmage to conclude the evening's practice. So the fields will look the same when the players arrive. That's been working pretty well for us. So they'll fall right in to whatever field needs some players. I really appreciate all the coaches that help get that organized. It really does take 2 or 3 coaches between greeting the players by their bags and encouraging them to step out to the fields, sending them over to another coach who's setting up a field, and then there's 1 or 2 more coaches around supervising the other fields and just giving some encouragement and support to the players across the entire space. Very simple transition for that individual skill, just going to pick up a couple cones, as you can see. So I just picked up a couple cones, combined 2 fields. We'll be using 1/4 of the entire field, and we'll have all 50 players in this space working together at the same time, and we will use a similar format for future weeks as well. Fun activity, hopefully, that the players enjoy. So it's 1v1 times 3 going to goal. So the way this works is we'll have a line of players here, hopefully only 4 or so players in line with the soccer ball, 1 defender between these 2 cones, 1 defender between these 2, and 1 defender over here between these 2. Goalie can hop in front of the net. These can already be set up on the perpendicular field to the right of the field that we typically arrive at, where we start off with our scrimmage. So smooth transition, these are already set up. 4 goals are already in place over there, so that should be easy. Maybe I'll create 1 more of these for my team on the other field, which will just take a little bit of reworking some of the cones, but no big deal. So here's the idea. We're going to attack with speed, try to use one of the moves that we just learned in the individual skills session, accelerate after the move, and prepare for the next player. So one of the biggest opportunities my team had from last weekend's games was as we were attacking the other team's goal, frequently we dribbled the ball right into the other team's goalie. So we would be moving up the field, attacking their goal, but we let the ball get away from ourselves before we even get a shot off. So after they're comfortable beating that first defender, can they keep the ball close enough so that the second defender doesn't just kick the ball away, or in the case the example that I just used, a goalie picked the ball up because we let the ball get too far away. So keep the ball close, accelerate after the move, prepare for the next player, and then hopefully finish off with a goal there as well. Real simple, we're then back into that first field for a final inter-squad scrimmage. I think it's important that we keep the numbers smaller for our scrimmages, as when we have the big 6v6 plus a goalie, that looked like a little bit of congestion last week. Big pile of players moving around the field, kind of slamming into each other. Ball's not moving much. Only the most aggressive players are even touching the ball. And I don't know that it was the most productive or best use of the player's time or the coach's time. So I think a small-sided game in a smaller space is going to be more beneficial to get more players touching the ball. And again, by keeping it small, it's also going to encourage more passing. So hopefully, again, more players touching the ball, reinforcing the theme for the day. When they see space, attack off the dribble. When they have an opportunity to go at the goal, attack off the dribble, find a teammate if they get stopped, and keep moving towards the goal, hopefully scoring lots of goals in that final scrimmage. Hopefully this will be a little bit smoother, a little bit less stressful. Last week's session was maybe a little bit too technical for what the players were looking for and what they enjoyed. So this one hopefully is a bit more fun, smooth sailing for both the players and the coaches. Hope everyone has a great week, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Take care.